Hello everybody, this is Wrasse aka Rasta Reefer. I'm back. First of all, let me send my energy, my love, the heart of Jah as a Rasta to all of humanity that's suffering right now. Whether it is because you have actually physically been impacted by this virus, or the emotional impact, or just the depression of energy in the world right now. However you have been impacted, let me please send my love and my positive vibes to you and your family and your loved ones, and I hope that you can receive it, embrace and stand up and realize that we're all humans, we're all one. And as Rasta, I have to listen to the call that I see around me. We is not the baddest thing on earth, but right now we have a responsibility. Whatever this virus is, I don't business, that's not what I'm talking about. I want to talk to them today. Are you prepared? There was a time when I was growing up as a young man, because I grew up in a church, and there was one thing that I always said: get your house in order. It was something that was always talked about as a man growing up, but I'm talking to reefers today. And the tank question I have for you: is your tank in order? If not, get your tank in order. If your tank is quarantined from you for 14 days, can it survive? What if I got sick right now and needed urgent care? Well, thank God I have ganja, so I go and draw and I talk to them. If I needed urgent care, or I just self-isolated and got sick here at home and could only, I don't know what's going to affect my body if I ever get it, or you. But what we're seeing out there is, yeah, if you can get sick, what your tank going to do? So the first thing I wanted to talk to people about right now, and it's not no panic buying. I'm not telling nobody to go rush, go out there, go do nothing, because I can't predict how long this thing going to last. I don't know how long my door is going to stay closed, but I did what I believe was best, and I made an estimation for myself, and I said, well, look, I should at least prepare twice as long for my tank as I prepare for myself. So if I'm on a 14-day quarantine, self-quarantine, and I'm not going out, I should have at least have a month's supply for my tank. Which means, do you have a fresh bucket of salt? Work it out. Do your conversions. But if I get sick and I can't touch my tank, what happens? And this is where I am glad I invested in a tank controller. But having a tank controller and ensuring that the tank controller is programmed properly is the next step. This is what I call the COVID programming. Have you programmed and set up, for instance, your Apex system to actually operate without your intervention for at least 14 days? Yes, it may mean that you might have to upgrade your ATK tank volume size, because can your ATK keep water pumping into your tank for at least 14 days? If yes, good. If no, consider that. That's what I'm talking about. Do you have an automatic fish feeder on your tank? yeah, although you might be used to feeding, like I feed sometimes frozen, I mixed up, but I also have an automatic feeder on my tank, and my automatic feeder feeds my tank every single day, except when I turn it off, because that day I'm going to do my frozens. But my fish, the two that I love in here, they become accustomed to pellets, flakes, and frozen. So I know that they can do it because I set it up when I was also traveling. So this is a travel type thing, but this is more than a travel type thing. Because if you can't go out for 30 days, then we have a bigger problem. So one of the things I wanted to just touch on again today is how do you simplify your systems? You see me looking down because today I said I wanted to just touch on 3 things. And this is the last of it, because simplifying the systems is now going to go into a video that I'm going to show you. I was very proud to have been able to redo a tank, and this is a 300-gallon system that had been established for a while, and I decided to simplify it, and I came up with a vision one day. And the next section is what you're going to see, that tank I'm going to show you the before and the after. This is a tank that I worked on at Pisces, and now it's at a place where I feel a lot better, where I can say to myself, separate and apart for water top-ups, the tank is a much simpler, more efficient tank. So this is the tank before, and then you're going to see the tank after. And I'm going to come back after this and talk a little bit more about setting up your systems. If you have the Apex system, how to set up some key programming, how to make sure that your UPS is programmed right to turn off a few things. That's what I'm going to talk about, those key. That's my ATK just turn on. You hear it? Yes, and maybe also having a body that has access to your Apex just in case. So this is the type of thinking that we have to have as reefers. As it don't matter why this, it could be Mother Nature saying to us, yo, humanity, shut the fuck up. You've been fucking with me too long, now I'm going to fuck with you. When I go back into the house, it's going to stop pollute the place. I don't know, but guess what? That's what's happening. I saw the news just a while ago, and it was showing the pollution level right over China, air pollution, how it has dropped significantly, and right across the world. Earth is breathing a little freer because we ain't fucking it up. So let us stay inside here now, and this is probably all that we're going to have as our benefit, and this is going to be our solitude and our solace, is to be able to have this peace of nature inside. So introspectively, we have to start thinking how we're going to care the best for this in a very simple way. Raslandalose, aka the Rasta Reefer, soon come back.
You're a little tucked up, and I can go on to the
I'll get your face in the video if you want it. This is Michael. This is what I wanted you to see. Very good. You think I'm gonna feed you, don't you? Kissy, kissy, kissy. Kissy, kissy, kissy. Kissy, kissy, kissy. There you go. I know you're looking for some seaweed. Oh, you coming in too? Yes. Everybody's here.
Oh no, Wayne's trying to take a photo.
Yes, no photo bombs, no photo bombs. So this is the upgraded tank. Start by looking at the peninsula style. And Army's sleeping, but I promise he's in there. Everybody looking for food again. So I've totally redone this tank, as you can see. see the hawkfish. He's hiding back there. I'm using the Kessel AP700, and yep, the top is covered, and this is the theme of the tank. I'll show you underneath, see what that looks like. Very simple filtration system. One in the Red Sea skimmer. Some of the bio bricks or bio chamber here. So a filter. See it right there. A few mangroves that are growing in here. And that's the return over in that corner. So let's step back. Last look on the new tank setup. These views are the king of the tank, sleeping.
You like the change? I like the change. And hold on. Wait 1 second. Yeah, so I like the change. But here's one of the secrets about the change. That concept came to me one evening. I was at home after work thinking about the tank. And when I think about tanks, I'm half a bun ganja because it's ganja free at my mind. And I was thinking about the tank. Yeah, I think about work because work is not work for me. Work is my loving hobby. I love what I do. So I was thinking about the tank, and just like this, I'm just a jabomba clot. What a wicked idea! And I want to tell you something. It came to me in parts. You see what you see as the finished product? I never get that in the beginning. I only got a piece. You know, the first piece I got, what was the wickedest piece of the vision? I said the first piece of the vision was, get rid of those pipes that are in there that are now, the rocks are now falling off because they were tie strapped on. Nice original idea. I've seen it before. But you see, that system doesn't age well. So the rocks were falling off, and like, yeah, my water quality is good. And there's also another issue that was with that type of race structure. You notice that the rock work went more than 50% the height of the tank. And as the fish grow bigger, and you know, feeding time, or them have them little battles for territory, you know what happens with a race structure like that? Fish hit into rocks and bruise themselves. And I used to see that in the original design, that sometimes the fish would be hitting up against the rocks, and I saw scratches and bruises, and I had to care for that. And there's a product that I use exclusively, and I'm not pitching a body product, it's only because I see it work for myself in my tank, and there everybody can see it. You see that Reef FX product that you find out of Pisces, so get it for your tank. Anything I see that I know work, I tell you people, use that one. If you have fish, if your fish have issues like that, what I saw in my tank, it work. So let me tell you now, there are a couple of things that are really also nice about that design. So the first idea was to get rid of that. So when I thought about getting rid of that, I said to myself, well, what am I going to do with all of those rocks? Because the next thing is, I'm not importing any new rock. The only rock that's in the tank is the rock that's going to stay in the tank. I do not add live rock into established tank. No rock going in. I'm not risking anything. So not even dry rock, I don't care. It's not going in there working what I have. So I was keeping it simple. How else can I rearrange this? That's different. So I pulled them down, and anybody who watched how I did that tank, it was done over a period of 2 weeks. So you saw step by step, there was the under construction sign and all that on the tank for a period of 2 weeks. So the day I pull it down, I just put all the rocks on the bed. And I had an idea the day and I put it down on the bed. I said, you know what? How about a peninsula? Because I got the vision of a dragon's tail. That's what happened to me. I stood right here, just like this. And I got the image of like a tail in a, you know, sometimes if you ever go to the beach and you see kids making these sandcastles on these walls, yeah, like the barrier to protect the water from coming in because they build everything, yeah, that barrier, and sometimes it waves. That's what I saw in the sand, that raised. And if you've ever gone reefing, you know that's how the reefs sort of are like that. And I saw that, and I said yes. And that's why I got the concept for that. Now, that's a very simple tank. And this is what I'm talking about, simplifying the tanks. And not being afraid just to have a fish and live rock only tank. Predominantly, you can say this is what I have here, you know, because this is not a coral tank. I have not replaced my corals. The only thing in here is, I think, 2 mushrooms. That's it. And I've kept my tank simple purposefully. And right now, I'm glad. Because I only have to care predominantly about the fish. I don't have complex livestock in my tank. But what if you do? See, I build my system for that, and this is where I'm going to go jump into the apex. And if you've been thinking about one, now is the time to get it. Yeah, go get your apex. Take it out if you throw it down. There are people who are coming out of the hobby, unfortunately. But if you're sticking in the hobby, now is the time to have a good controller to help you. I promise you, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about one of the reasons. I shouldn't say one of the reasons. What I should say, one of the things I personally do is for people who follow me. Meaning, you take my advice. When you take my advice because you watch a video or you come talk to me where I work or whatever, if you take my advice and you spend your money and I am involved in all of that, you know what happens most of the time? I defend it. Meaning, if you have an issue, you call me. I'm there. And that's what I do for free because it is my passion, it is my love. I have what I would say, would have now become friends. That this is what I do for them. Go on them yard and help work on them system with them, teaching them hands-on. I don't charge for that. I'm the Rasta Reefer. So when I tell you about these things, believe you me, I'm showing you what I'm doing. And when I walk you through and I show you now my setup, because I have to give a big shout out. I have to give a big bumbleclap shout out to Neptune Systems and their customer care service. No, honestly, hold on. I feel like I want to go for the email, but I had an issue with the Apex, and there's some things I didn't understand, and I've been sending in some tickets and they've been responding very good. And about 2 weeks ago, Morgan, I believe that's your name, I hope I don't get it wrong, at Neptune Systems, set up a courtesy call just to speed up the transmission of information, because we were emailing back and forth, and he said, okay, I think we need to have a call so we can get through a couple of these things, because I was starting to ask some questions. that would have probably taken a long time. And let me tell you something. Big up. Because I love how they use the Team Viewer program. When you came onto my computer, you was able to see in my Apex system how I set it up. Certain things that weren't probably right to what I was trying to do. Helped me to understand a few things that I didn't understand correctly. It was a big thing, so thank you Neptune Systems for that excellent customer care. You know, the Rasta for rate that. And that is why I encourage people who come and ask me about controllers. Yo, I like this company. Not because I've been testing their equipment, it's good, but the back-end service is also good. And I really appreciate that. So the Neptune community, here's what I am doing. And I'm taking personal responsibility, and I'm asking those who have whatever ability and skills that you have, share it freely in this time. Anybody who has gotten help from me, whether it is, and a lot of people took my advice and are still taking my advice, have my personal phone number. A lot of them have it, and people are following me. You know if you have my number. And if you have my number, you know what happens? Oftentimes, phone calls and text messages. And if you follow me and you is like that where you have my number, within 24 hours I responding to you, we're chatting, or at your yard, or you come over. Yes. So I am taking that type of responsibility. So I will continue to offer my services for free. If you want to have help with your Apex system, the knowledge that was just imparted to me from Neptune Systems, which I am now developing, and because I want to have more time to spend on my system now and get into it, I freely pass on to you. Chabamba. Now run out of storage again. Rasta, you chat so fucking much, man. You know, I did say to myself this was going to be a 9-minute video. I said, okay, let's get through it really quick. I'll just see if I can go over these points before the battery done and the memory run out again. Okay, so that's how the start of the concept of the tank did come when I was high. And bit by bit, I got the ideas. And so the lighting changed was the next one. Because the tank wasn't just, you know, fish and live rock only. So it just had some strip LEDs on the top, you know, just to turn some light on so you can see the fish. Well, you see what I put up there now. That was the Kessel AP700.
Alright, yeah, I had to take a little break. A friend of mine just called me, this little chick that I have a little likings for, and just said, do you want to go for a social distancing walk? So, see me here, my gears up and thing, you can see me? Yeah, going for a little social distancing walk. So I'll be right back as soon as I'm done my little walk and I finish up the video. This is the Rasta Reefer going for a walk. Oh, there it is. Happy.
Okay, I can explain. Please, just bear with me. I'm really trying to do my best, but you know, this is obviously not going to be one of those short videos. The last chip out before you saw me go on the walk thing, yeah, a car did come in and it's one of my little girlfriend them and she didn't want to go for, as I said, like a social distancing walk. Because you know these things go, but a lot of relationships gonna feel it in this time, you know. Because you're gonna have friends will turn lovers and lovers will turn ex-friend. All kind of things going to go on in this little distancing time. But back to the point. I hope I can catch up to where I leave off. Well, baby. Yeah, so, alright. We were talking about simplifying your systems. I hope you like the changes. I'm going to show you some more of the videos that I took. The next one you're going to see I call feeding time. You're going to see some of these fish hunting I have in the tank. They're going to be eating. The hermit. I have a name for him, but everybody else have a different name for him, so I won't go into the names. But you're going to the feeding. But before I get into that video, I just want to finish up some points I talked about simplifying the system and can your system actually be in quarantine without you. Now, if you don't have an Apex, may I suggest this time you can probably pick up one if you can find one, because it won't help you. And as I said, these are, if you deal with me, then I will also help you as best as I can. And if you know me, if you interact with me, if you've gotten an Apex or any of these controllers, or if you've done anything to your tongue through, you know, advice from me, I help you. I'm not an expert, as people would like to say expert, but I help you. And that's what the Rasta Reefer is encouraging the reefing community to do, is we have to really come together. If some people are downsizing because they know them can't handle them systems right now, you're losing your work, all kind of things going on, why we're going to have to just be there for each other. And sometimes it's just going to probably be that moral support, or somebody who can log into your system and make sure everything is happening okay, or make adjustments. That part is going to be a different video because this one has been going so long, and I really just wanted to show the simple changes. So back to the tank. You see, I'm trying to keep myself in track. I even make a few notes. First time ever doing that. So what I put in the tank: I have a large hermit crab, 2 snowflake eels went in, blueface angel. I changed up the lights. I think that's the point I mentioned the last time. Brand new skimmer, the Reefer 600, and I've also changed up the mechanical filtration system. As you can see, I have a specialized basket that was made. I think it came with the tank, and we actually found it. And I just layered with foam floss. That's really to get a lot of the suspended solids out of the tank. And you notice that it's not in the water. It's not like a filter sock. That setup is a lot better because I raised it so that the water filters through it. And then I change out those filter floss a minimum once a week. I try to do it 2 times a week. But even if I leave it for the entire week, I don't have really any issues about that, because again, it's not like a filter sock that's sitting in the water. And it is so wide and so broad that even if one area gets a little bit dense with debris, then it will actually spread out over that container and continue to flow through. It should never get to the point where that entire container is overflowing. If you leave it too long, it is way too long, and I've never really left it that long. So that's a simple way to make a good mechanical filtration system. That's better than a filter sock in my opinion, because it's not sitting in water with the debris breaking down on it. So the lights, as I said, were the Kessel AP700, and you know, it's just using what I had. I never really used no new things on that one apart from the skimmer, because and the skimmer is one of the things that started it, I should say, because when I was servicing the skimmer, what I realized is that the shaft in the pump had broken, and that's why the skimmer wasn't operating effectively. And so that was one of the changes that I got. So yeah, it's a really good tank that I enjoy doing. So the other thing I wanted to mention right now is this is a good time if you're inspired to change up your tank, really. To simplify it is a good time. The less things that you have to do on your tank and constantly get and replenish, outside of like a bacteria and stuff like that, do it. If you have to fix something, fix it. Get your tank in order, ladies and gentlemen. And so with that, I'm going to go straight into feeding time, and maybe I might not come back, but this is how I think I'm going to end the video, by showing you the finished product again of this tank and just how the inhabitants are going. So thank you for following. This is Raslandalose, aka the Rasta Reefer. Be kind to your fellow neighbors and your friends and your life and your loved ones in your home. Look at their needs, enjoy them, let them enjoy you. God bless.
No, he doesn't want it. He never does.
Oh, he's out.
Yes, he is.
All right, let's get in.
Looks like. Oh,
it's right there.
Hell. okay.
Feeding time.
I'll give him another one. There we go.
There you go. Yes.
Here.
Good, we got them at feeding. That's cool.
It's his food.
That is. Trying to steal it from him.
Once a day, usually. All the way down.
There you are. I wanted to get to see you. Yeah. Snowflake. Now that your belly's full, you're going back into your spot. And the hawkfish. Alright. Good, we saw everybody.